Welcome to today's monologue. This is monologue number 51. There is something very human about how we react when life doesn't go our way. When something happens to us, especially when we know we are not at fault, it hurts. It feels unfair. And the first question that comes to our mind is, why did this happen to me? And I believe this reaction is natural. There is nothing wrong with feeling that way. We all go through it at some point in our lives. But the real problem begins when we stay there for a long, long time, maybe forever. When we remain stuck in that state of frustration, blame, and helplessness, it is where we need to think, we need to reflect. Because if we stay there long enough, we give away our power. And that is something that needs to be understood here. Because when you give away your power like this, it is not going to help you. Now, you need a shift. You need a powerful shift. So, in this situation, instead of asking, why did this happen to me? We need to ask, now what can I do about it? And this is where ownership begins. Ownership doesn't always mean that the situation was your fault. It doesn't mean that you caused the problem. But it simply means you choose to take responsibility for what happens next. So now you will take ownership of the situation, of the problem, or even of your response. And the moment you do that, something changes. You are no longer a victim of your circumstances, but you become a participant in shaping the outcome now. Because once you accept ownership, it becomes impossible to stay passive and do nothing. Because now you have to do something. You have to think, you have to find solutions, you have to figure out a way forward. You have to become resourceful. So now you stop focusing on what went wrong already and you start focusing on what can be done now to improve it, to correct it. And that is the essence of growth mindset as well. You don't surrender to what happens to you, you respond to it. You don't let circumstances define you, you define your response to circumstances. And in that response lies your growth. In that response lies your strength. In that response lies your transformation. Because at the end of the day, life will always throw challenges at you. Sometimes it sounds fair, but many times it may sound unfair. But your progress in life will not be determined by what happens to you. It will be determined by how you choose to respond in given situation. So feel what you feel, acknowledge the pain, but don't stay there. Rise from reaction to responsibility, because that's where the real power begins. Take ownership. Do share, like, and subscribe. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.